Hi, you guys. I am going to wait just a little minute. Welcome, welcome. This is Jenny with Planner Perfect, and today is our Q&A. Saturday at 11 o'clock, the day before the next month. So I just want to welcome you. Now, if I get anybody in, we're going to be talking about whatever you guys want. You also can leave comments as well. And I can also address them later. So if you are on the replay, be sure to say hello and that you're catching the replay. Welcome, you guys. Be sure to say hi. Can you believe tomorrow is like March 1st? Because I can't. It's like, wow. Nice weather, finally. Can we get some nice weather? I wanted to show you what is new and also kind of coming to Designs by Planner Perfect, which would be kind of fun. And I also wanted to say that I have a huge lineup of really great video content every day of the week this coming next week. So that's going to be fun too. So come on in and make sure you say hi so I can make sure I can see the comments and such. So someone say hi, please, so I can see comments. Make sure I can. There we go. Hi, Lisa. Okay, good. I'm so glad. Have you guys begun your March goals at all? And are you getting ready for the journal challenge? Did you catch the replay or catch the video on the March challenge that is starting tomorrow? Hi, Jana. Hi, Sue. Hi, Chris. Glad you're here. Hi from England. Yes, I'm going to be working on my March goals today as well. It's going to be exciting. It's fun. It's like fresh. It's spring. I'm really, really excited actually to it just feels so fresh, you know, like a new season is approaching. Hi, Stephanie. We for the lineup for my videos, yeah, the challenge is going to be so much fun, Sean. It's going to get you guys really into the scripting so that you can actually see the results. You've got to give it a good go. And because you are going to see things unfold in your life and you're going to really get it. And just to understand too, that when you're scripting your life, hi, Jenny, it's basically, you know, your intentions are from a larger goal perspective. You know what I mean? So you're literally scripting your life, and your intentions in every day are the intentions off of a larger vision. So I'm going to be talking about that on Monday. I have a video that will be premiering at 7 a.m. my time, which is Central Standard Time. Hi, Kristen. Hi, Deb, in Virginia. And so, yeah, we're going to be talking about intention versus desire. I've got one on the 7-day mental diet. I don't know if you follow me on IG. Have you guys started doing that? That is not easy. Have you guys started the 7-day mental diet where you keep your negative thoughts, you keep your thoughts captive, and you are going to, you know, either accept or reject your thought life. So if it's negative, you're going to want to go ahead and reject that, and you're going to want to be thinking on what is lovely and of good report. You kept having to start all over. I know it's a good practice to do though, because as you can see, when you begin to become consciously aware of your thought patterns, you're like, no wonder why. You just start to connect dots. It's like, no wonder why. Because really our thoughts are, we do reflect, and especially if there's an emotional charge to them, or if you think about them long enough and they become a belief, then that will be reflected in your reality. So you know, you've got to guard your thoughts and to be thinking on what is lovely and what is true. So that even means then that if a doctor gives you a bad diagnosis, is that true? Or is what true that God heals all diseases true? So this is kind of really what we're really getting down to, understanding and knowing and believing the truth. Good. I'm glad, because we fall prey to lies all the day long and false truths that we have fed ourselves and that we've been subconsciously fed from even a young age when we were children. Whether deliberate or undeliberate, and more than likely it's undeliberate, but we do get fed like sponges when we're children of just limiting beliefs and things like of that nature. Even the fears of a mother can be downloaded into a child. We have to be just very cautious about what we speak and about what we say. My videos, I'm not going to expose too much because I've got great video coming. I've got a homeschool parent chat coming out on Thursday. Shadow work, that's very important. It streams right along with what we're doing with this with the positivity mental diet challenge, because there is also a thing called where you have an emotional trigger. Those things need to be looked at and released. You can't just keep tossing those back or stuffing them down or disassociating from them. You need to look at them head on. You need to go face the shadows. So that's coming out, I do believe, on Wednesday. I've got the mental diet on Tuesday, and tomorrow is about intention and desire. And Friday is a planner flip through of my February. So yeah, a lot of good lineups. So make sure that they'll be popping up every early morning for most of you. And yeah, so you'll have to definitely let me know. But this kind of work is where it's at, right? To be just awakening to who we are, to believing the truth about what God says about who we are and what man says. So we have to be able to only focus on what God says. So it's important that, you've got your Bible, right? And if someone gives you a bad report, if a doctor gives you a bad report, then that's not what God says about your body. So you have to focus on what God says about you in your body. And then that changes your body. You know what I mean? So what I love to do is I got a scripture book this is a B6 Slim actually. And I had this made because I wanted to write down all of the good report scriptures. Oh, hey, yay, hi. Just really doing quotes and yeah. So much good stuff. The subconscious mind does possess really good God power as well, because, the healing power was within me and in the subconscious mind, because, the subconscious mind God has created so that, it keeps the heart pumping, it keeps your body moving, it keeps all of those things that happens while you are not even aware of it. God's created part of your body, the subconscious runs that. I know, me too, because we want to focus on what is of good report and what's lovely and what is true. And, the scriptures tell us too that a lot of, some were not healed because of lack of belief. It becomes what you truly believe. So focusing on what is true will change your outer world and your body. So yeah, that is what we are going to be doing on the 7-day diet. And it's going to not just be 7 days. It's just that you're going to be completely diligent and starting over as need be. And so, yeah. And the 7-day diet, the video that's coming out on Tuesday, it will have more in-depth discussion on it. So be definitely looking out for that. I have also moved into Annabelle. And isn't she gorgeous? I moved out of Poppy for February, and now I'm in her. I'm in love with the croc line, big time. I am really wanting a red croc for Christmas. I'm still on the scout for that, looking. I love leopards, so I'm a little obsessed, as you can see. and of course the ollie clip. And I'm in an out and about with this one. I change just whenever I want to. And I love to put my tip-ins. Here's another ollie clip, love them. And got my lamb and getting it all fresh. Oh, is it? I know, isn't it amazing? I love the croc line. It's just, it freaks me out with beauty. And so I kind of do it that way. And then in the zipper pocket, I have more tip-ins. I love to use tip-ins. So I'm excited to dive into the lamb. Make sure you're getting into your journal. Now, if you are a subscription owner, you are already getting these if you're getting the full box. I'm already diving into mine. It ain't even March yet because I'm already done in my February. So it's just an everyday script. Look at the, yes. Yay! Oh, Stella's gorgeous. I've got all of them, mind you. I change out all the time whenever that's what's so great about the Traveler's Notebook is that you literally can change all of your TNs just according to your mood and the season. That's what's so great because that's what I love about the monthly planners too, is like there's something fresh to look at. And not to mention it's even more than just that, but you know, when you've got this lamb on your shelf that has all of your scripted goals and dreams, and then you get to see the promises revealed and the manifestations revealed from your prayer and your scripting and your intentions, from your long-term visions and desires, it's all, I know, me too. It's all, these are like, this is like, you know, this is your life. This is proof of God in your life. It just is. I look back and I'm like, wow. I'm like, wow. The things that God did through me, I mean, look at this. Look at this answered prayer here. Look at this, you know, answered prayer here. Look at this. It's something to go back on. It's lined up on a shelf. I've got several of them. I'm going to have to show you. I've got mine lined up in my office, and I've got cubbies in my desk, and I keep them all lined up. It's pretty freaking phenomenal. So I am an Annabelle. I am working on my daily scripting already in March. You should be too. If you are new, a little recap. If you're for the March, I'm going to show you all of this other stuff here in a sec. For the March challenge, which is a giveaway of the sub box, it's just where every day is not every day, but as often as you can, because you can enter into the giveaway as often as you like. But you're just going to show off a page of you beginning to script or that you have scripted. You could blur some of it out. It's very private. It really is. I mean, this is your desires, your dreams, and your intentions. And you don't have to feel like you have to show them out either, because scripting is a lot different than a bullet list. Even though that may be, you know, something that you don't want everyone to see, this is truly like, this is just like, this is it, man. You're really moving towards some stuff. You are getting out of your comfort zone when you script and you do this. You are feeling uncomfortable in a way, but in a good way. Through scripting, you'll find that because you are stepping out of your comfort zone, you also will be challenged. Hi, Renee. So you will be challenged. And so sometimes trouble will present itself to you, or challenges may present themselves to you. But this is where this is what it's all about, because it's really kind of your subconscious belief that you had once had before is rearing its head saying, but remember, we sleep in, we don't exercise. I mean, remember we had that track laid down. Yeah, so you getting up and exercising is just real weird, you know? So it's gonna make you like, your thoughts are gonna be inundated with all of this false, you know, these past limiting beliefs. And you'll see that. And so just to recognize them as such and say, yeah, but I'm laying down a new track and I'm going to work out in the morning. I'm going to take a walk every morning, or I'm going to breathe every morning and release tension every morning. And I'm going to study God's word in the morning, and I'm going to do this now. And, you know, you tell the mind what you're going to do, not the other way around. Because the mind, though it wants to work for you, you're going to have to sometimes be turning it around, saying, well, I am now calling the shots, and this is what we're doing, and you're going to lay down new track. Because if you do come up to hit obstacles, that's a good thing. It means you're going out of your comfort zone and you're seeing the limited beliefs come up to the surface. So that's what that means. And so scripting is phenomenal in a way of just radically changing your life. And once you really get into the script and you really start getting detailed, and you will find, and I need to get an amen from some of my girls. A lot of the to-do lister girls that are still trying to transition, they don't believe me that you don't need one. Sometimes you do. Majority of the time you really don't. When you script your to-dos instead of writing the to-dos, you can do whatever you want. I'm just saying you can test it. You can test it. Because I tend to script my to-dos, so they really kind of just, like, why am I doing this anyways? You know what I mean? It's like I have intentions for everything I set out to do on there, and the intentions just have some more detail to them. And so it just impresses the subconscious mind in such a way that you really already within a day are on automatic pilot. So if I go to completely script the day, I even write down, I'm going to wake up at 6. I do not set an alarm and I'm up. I mean, it's like the subconscious mind is taking note. You're in a meditative state where you're focused and good. Yes, Lisa, good. It is because you're more than that. This is your life truly defined. And when you script, hi there, good morning. Hi, Marcy, glad you're here. You just begin to, you get to also realize, do I even really want to do this anymore? Do I even really want to focus on this? Why is this in my life? Why am I doing this? And you begin to then script something then that you do want. Right? So see how the mind works. You want to feed it all that you want that's good and get rid of everything out of there that doesn't serve you or move you towards your goal's end. And that's why it's important. Yes, the outcome eventually shows up. Amen, amen, amen. It does. And you will find, I want you to test it. That's why we're doing this challenge, truly. I want you guys to see the results of this. And it's going to take some scripting. You got to get in there and do it. And you got to give it more than a day. You got to give it more than 2 days. But you will find once you just completely transition over, release the fact that, you're more than cleaning your toilet, that you can actually move cleaning up for the home, integrated into your family, along with some other beautiful things and what you're going to do for you and how you're caring for you. Really caring for you. Don't forget you. Self-care is so overlooked. I don't know why moms really do have to fall into that category of just complete neglect and sacrifice. We just tend to fall into that. And I can look at any mom in anywhere and I can tell she's in neglect mode. I know you girls can probably see it too. You just want to say, just care for you. Just calm down for a little bit. Nothing has to be the way that it is. Shoot, I would probably even, if my kids were in school, I would probably, it doesn't matter. If my life felt like chaos, I'd want to pull everything to a halt and pull everybody out of everything just so I could get some sanity. I think we go on too long without thinking about what we're doing and too robotic. It's like, relax more. Relax the mind more. Meditate. Get into silence. That's truly been good for me. It's hard, but I do it. Of really breathing and letting thoughts be there and then getting into a meditative state where you're controlling thoughts, where you don't allow them in and you're in complete dead silence and blackness. And that's silence. And it's just good for you. It's just calming everything down. And it's putting yourself first. And when you come from a state of where you're caring for you, you know who you are, and if God is in you, then you are filled with peace, love, harmony, and abundance. Anything else that's not that is something that has been put on heavy as a load that you're carrying around that is not supposed to be there. You're not supposed to carry the burdens of the world and and the traumas from the past and the worry for the future. You're not supposed to do that. So now you're covering up what is you, which is God in you, by heavy loads and burdens that are not to be there. So now, again, then we go outward, a doctor here, pills here, just drink it away, exercise it away, looking outside of ourselves to try to just get out of like disassociating from what's really going on until we really can't anymore. And it's like, it's time to look inward and go in and have self-care. And I have videos on that's coming up. So I'm not going to get too in depth, but that's where it starts. You've got to get into that self-care. Am I right? You do. And scripting really is a form of almost just a release. And when you get into your journals and you really focus on the things and desires that you want, it might be new for a lot of you girls to begin to jot down. I mean, I had one gal say, I had no idea I had so many desires. Exactly. I mean, once you know what you want, then your planner takes on a whole new level. I mean, because you're like, once you do that, once you start actually working in your journal and doing what we said, you can check out the other video on really how to begin scripting in your journal. Once you begin knowing what you actually want and what you actually desire, God gave you desires. That's his gift to you, is to give you desires. We have desires, natural desires. It's naturally, and it's how we expand in this world. It's expansion. We're growing out everything that isn't, we expand, things expand. And our desires bring that into the world and it expands, and that's our individuality of expansion into the world. And desires, I don't know, I feel like sometimes moms believe that, can't have too many desires because, after all, I have children to raise, and we just kind of shift our mindset away from ourselves to, away from ourselves. And so it's time to really just, without thinking there's anyone looking over your shoulder or what, that you think anyone will think like, oh, you could never do that. Or even if you think you can't do it, you still write it down, because you don't need to know the how, because this is the good part, is that God gives you the ideas, and then those just get flooded on your planner's pages. And that's how I've been doing it for 20 years. I've been doing it that way. And it's just, you literally see your life unfold exactly what you've had scripted. And then you're like, well, why not I push the bar up even higher then? Because everything you're scripting literally comes to pass. And, if things don't, then you try it again, or maybe it wasn't for you, but I know this, that every idea that you get, you need to go ahead and pull the trigger on. That I know, because God is ideas. God gives you ideas. And I have never failed at any idea. I will tell you that. When it was, you just know when it's God breathed. It's just like, it's always a slam dunk. And it's just been a thrill along the way. It's just been absolutely phenomenal. The ideas are so exhilarating. So scripting will do that for you. And that's what's so amazing. And that's why we're doing the challenge. It's getting you guys in there and focused in the right way and in the right direction. And then you come from an overflow. And so then you're just, you're just on point with taking care of the home, and you start to just get this good vibe going. Everything's really going your way, and taking note to rest and have complete off days. I don't think I talk about that enough, but you know what? It is good to have just some off days where everything just goes to pot and you do absolutely nothing. Those days are okay too. Okay, so sometimes it's just not all fairies and fairy dust. Sometimes you go through some emotional things and you got to rest, or sometimes it's all a part of the journey. It's all a part of spiritual growth. It's all a part of spiritually awakening. It's all a part of all of it. So there's that too. Does anybody have any questions at all pertaining to anything before I'm going to really kind of glide into some of these other planners I have and kind of what's new with Designs by Planner Perfect. When is the challenge starting? At March 1st. tomorrow. So yay. And so again, there will be, watch the video, but if you need a little bit more info, there's really not much more than this, but it's PP method is what you're going to hashtag. You got to hashtag it so I can find you, because that's how I'll be drawing a name. And then Planner Perfect. So Planner Perfect is pretty used, but through the PP method, that's a little bit different, where it's not used a lot. It's more Planner Perfect method. So that's how I can find it specifically. What do we need to post? You need to post a page of you scripting. A scripted page, like I've done it. And, you know, it's like, I'm doing it. I'm doing the work, you know, like I'm seeing it. What do you like about it? Talk about it. I mean, you know, it feels so good because it's like it's a complete brain dump of your vision. It's a vision brain dump. It really, really is. If I've ever done like a complete vision brain dump and then it doesn't, like I change my mind, I just get some scrap paper that's really pretty, and then I will washi tape it in the middle of it, and on the back side I rewrite. That is one and the same. Yes, it's all, I mean, you can, what I'm saying is you can enter, I am scripting every day. I don't know if my page will show a script every day. But it is more for you guys to do. You guys can do whatever you want, Marcy. Honestly, that is a really personal preference. I'm just saying that if it is personal, you can blot it out. You can show part of it. It's just it's a personal preference. If you don't want to show the paper before the pen, is the method somehow related to the writing letters to God? I don't, I only caught that first part, but I've never heard of that. Yep, you sure can. You sure can. I mean, it's just stuff like that. I mean, I'm pretty vulnerable with my pages all the time for my planning pages. Your journal pages are probably going to be way more, you know, I would tend to cover mine up in my journal. But for my planner, I mean, it just all depends. But I'm sure you guys could do some planning pages that are scripted. Those would be great to do, you know? So planning pages too. Don't forget about that. So planner or journal, but you are to be doing both. I mean, really, and I'm just saying for your own benefit, you know, but to enter, you can do either or, and as many times as you like throughout the month of March. And then we will announce a giveaway at the end of March. Does that make sense? So yeah. And scripting is a part of your life every day anyway, if you're part of my community. I mean, scripting is how you plan. The method is the planner. That is what we're doing. And so, yeah, you will be scripting every day. And a lot of times you'll already got it scripted for the week, you know, that kind of stuff. Nope, I get it. That's me too. That's me too. For sure. I mean, and that as it should be. As it should be. You know what? Absolutely. Yeah. Because, oh, that's what you meant. Yes, because God is giving you the desires, and you are almost like giving those ideas, and you're giving them back to God, and then they come to fruition. Absolutely. The journal pages are, okay, there is another video if you want to get, is a challenge about desires scripted versus the daily pages. No, you can do either or. The desires, I'm going to get back to the gal who asked about, I'm losing it. Warning. Oh, and it's gone. Well, wait, now I'm going to lose the other one. You know, for the daily pages, the journal is where, the journal is where, yeah, God letters is exactly right, actually, because you're dealing with God's power. And when you're dealing with God's power, watch out. And so you're literally listening. I have them in the same. I'll show you. I have, you know, like it's like a full circle. It's like you go into God, God gives you out, you put back in, God gives out, you're putting back in, it comes and it manifests itself. A cycle goes over and over and over. It's like God, you're receptive to God. God gives you ideas. You have a vision for it. You get detailed. God gives you the how. You go ahead and show action steps, which are intentions, and then out it manifests. It's pretty cool. And so with your daily pages are really intentions of your larger, broader goals from the journal pages you scripted in your journal. So that's why it's important to use your journal. And you're going to take a page. I don't have my other journals in here, and I don't, but let's see. You take and you write down, and bullet pointed is probably best, but you would do a bullet point of all your desires on the one page, and then the next page each page is really devoted to one desire. So you're going to actually script it out. Let's say you have a desire, and remember, you're going to imagine of it in the end. And because God doesn't want you to know the steps per se to get there, because he's going to reveal that to you, because you're dreaming so big it almost seems impossible, right? Because you're going to go ahead and dream as though it is impossible at this point. You can even dream ones that you think could be. You can go lower if you think your belief system can't even take you there, but depending on where you're at with your beliefs, we want to get you raised up to the impossible. Okay. Yep, our fruit grows. That's exactly how it is. And I like this. You can't plant the seed and eat the fruit on the same day. There's got to be, some patience there, and watering the seed, and where you are really just you're walking on faith and patience, and keep visualizing the end goal until it comes. And so you want to oh, thank you. I know it's just, I've just learned through so much trial and error, don't we, guys? We're on this journey together. I'm on it with you. And what's been truly fascinating is when you hear God, when you hear him, just all of a sudden you just get flooded with what he's telling you. And it's very exhilarating and exciting. And I'll always just sit in like a meditative state even and say, God, what's next? What do you have for me? And yeah, I'll talk about that in my shadow work. That's also a time when you need to sit with pain, or sit with emotional or physical, and ask, I'm here with you now. What do you want? What do you need from me? I'm here with you. Because a lot of times we disassociate from it, and it's bugging you for a reason. So that's another video that's coming up on Wednesday. But this is just part of the spiritual walk. Each page, according to what your belief system is and where it's going, you're going to devote a page to the fulfillment of the end goal of that desire. Oh, love you. Hi, Christelle. Well, I still got a little bit of time. What time is it? Oh crap. It's already 11:30. It's like 2. I'm like, so anyways, I tell you, I could talk forever and I never even catch hold of time. But you're going to want to write out and script out your desires. So those are going to be a detailed desired end. So I always refer back to the verse where it says, whatever you ask for when you pray, believe that you have received, and it is yours. So you actually have to believe it as though it is already yours, because what you're desiring is yours. You're just going to there's a time lag, and now then God will give you the steps and the lit path, step by step, on how to get there. And so that's where you got to have the faith to know that what you want and desire will be yours. That's for health. That's for relationships. That's for things you need and things you want. And so write those things down. And they're all for the expansion and the world. And you'll notice once you start getting, I noticed this with me. At first you're like, dang, I want a new car. I want a new house. Pretty soon you evolve. And you're like, I need to pray for some healing for so-and-so. And you just start to evolve, and that's all a part of it. We're evolving, and not that having wants and desires are not any by any means bad. We are meant to be in a, but it's just more so when you understand, if I can try to convey this, when you understand who you truly are, and which is God in you, when you understand the powers that you have truly, which are God's powers, then you are able to, in that frequency, you literally are able to naturally flow good things to you. And those things that you're just taking care of, and it's a flow, it's an abundance of, it's just a flow. In the beginning of, usually in the work, if it's new to you to even desire something, or maybe you've got some limited beliefs, it's really, you got to shake that and reset it. You're resetting that subconscious mind and those false beliefs. And so you really just start dreaming. You start dreaming big, and this is what you want, and this is what you're desiring, and this is where you want to be, or you want to be an author, and blah, 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 and you want to be able to express yourself, and you're going to bump up to some false beliefs, and that's where you start hitting some, maybe it's charged, and so now it's time to work through some triggers, like why do I feel so angry about this, or this is when you start to blow the lid off, and you start to open up and get out of your comfort zone. You're going to hit resistance. The creation in of itself creates resistance, because it's something new. It's new. It's different. It's outside of where you're at now. It's expansion. Within creation is resistance, so expect it. That's all a part of this fascinating, amazing, fascinating journey, let me tell you. And so with each page in your journal, you will have each desire scripted out is how it would feel like if it was already yours. So if you were an author that you've always wanted to be a book author, and you're writing, you'd be at a book signing maybe, or you'd be meeting the people that you've impacted, that kind of visionary work. It's using your imagination. God gave you that so that you can see other possibilities and other realms of possibilities. I mean, that's how you actually can see what else can exist, is through complete imagination. And so write that out. And then once you get those out, then it's like every day in your planner reflects your desires, your desired end. But see, I think we go through it backwards. It's like we don't even go through it backwards. We go through it without any desires in place. We're like, okay, what do I got to do today? And what do I got to do tomorrow? Oh, I got to keep it organized so I can see it. See what I mean? See the difference? Instead of, I've got it's almost looking at it like a mission statement, but I don't like the word mission statement. Because it's not. But it's kind of in the same, but it's not. It's kind of like you've got a larger goal. You got a larger vision for your life. You actually have an aim. Like you're aiming towards something instead of just randomly letting chips fall where they may. I'll worry about me when the kids are grown. Why? What's stopping you? Don't let that stop you. I mean, mom of 8, just don't let it stop you. Halfway through my kids, when I threw myself in motherhood and homeschooling all the way. What do I get to do? Powerful and full of grace. And right. And it's like I was missing something, and I knew it. And God woke me up in the middle of the night, and he said, don't forget about you. Write a book. You write a book about Planner Perfect. You'd been blogging for years. Just write a book. And I woke up in the middle of the night, and I shook my husband. I said, God told me to write a book. Oh my gosh, God told me to write a book. Do you know how that is exciting? It's on Amazon. It needs to be revised. I'll get there. If I could get a ghostwriter, if you're a ghostwriter, contact me. Because I don't like writing books. I just want books that I can put all this down on, but I don't actually like writing them. I could do video and speaking engagements all day long. Writing books is not what I want. I just know what I want, and I know what I don't want to do. Right? And so I woke up my husband, and you know how amazing it is to have an idea that hits your heart and your soul when you're a mom? You know what I mean? It's like you're a mom, and every day's like Groundhog's Day. It's like, what do you want? Grilled cheese? And as amazing as motherhood is, let me tell you, it's one of the best things you'll ever do. But it does get a little groundhoggy when you don't care for yourself. Yes. And when you get an idea that you can work on you, you get a complete jump in your step on your motherhood because you're like, dang, I'm going to get up at 4 a.m. and write a book. I cannot believe it. I remember my husband, he was so cute. He's like, come on, let's go to the bookstore. That's back before I Kindle. And I remember going to the bookstore and perusing. And I remember I found my first book it was called Writer Mama. And I was like, oh, that's so me. And I was just getting tips. And I was like, I'm going to flood my heart out on paper and get it on Kindle. And it really was a really great, it sold really, really well, actually. And anyway, yeah. It's just one of those things where when you become receptive and you ask God, what is there more? Because I remember saying to God, is there more? I was laying in there just depleted after a full day of mothering. I was like in homeschooling. I'm like, is there more than this? I don't want to change this. I love this, but is there more? What am I missing? And he's like, pick up your paintbrush, write a book, keep blogging, start a homeschooling blog. I'm like, doing it. And he's like, I just do a food blog. You love to bake. I'm like, doing it. I mean, I was spastic with like a newfound born again, like excitement. I can't even tell you. That's why it's like, find out what you love and do it. I've painted with babies nursing strapped to my body. Painting on an easel. I have written books with babies nursing. I had been nursing for 25 years straight at one point. And, blogging. And it just gave me a zeal for life and a zeal in my motherhood that I never thought I could ever do. And so it really also then that led into a change in shift in how I parented. That's going to be discussed on Thursday in a video that's coming up. And it's just like how I parent and what I've learned about children and inspiring them to follow their talent and their goals and be an example of that rather than just do good in school and don't drop out, that kind of stuff. The thing that the society says, it's like such a tagline you want to vomit. It's like, you actually don't have to follow the pack. You can actually be quite different and succeed like you would not believe. Okay, so I like to do a lot of things very differently, very, very differently. And I just follow my heart on it. And it's been really great. I've fallen on my face enough to dust off, like y'all have too. It's just, you just dust yourself off and it's like, okay, now what? The daily videos are going to be awesome. I spent I think it was 20 hours getting all the videos set up. And I neglected my whole family, but they were okay. I saw them outside playing. But that just freed me up then for my whole week to love them up. But I wanted to get these into video. I have so much to say and to talk about. So when you're going to write, what is going to happen is not going to flow immediately. You got to be receptive to it, but you will feel and hear the ideas off of the desires of your heart that you've scripted on your journal's pages. Mind you, this is a daily practice. You're going to want to go ahead and like a daily prayer, but you can script it. So you're scripting, envisioning the same list again. You can add new. Let's say your neighbor heard news about getting sick. You're going to want to envision them well. It's just there's always going to be something new. Let's say a bill came in and you don't know how you're going to cover it. There you go again. It's seeing the bill paid. It's all of these different things. There's going to be an added to your scripting, and you're going to see the manifestations of it when you keep the faith and you keep God's word in your heart on what is true, what is lovely, and what is good report, not by what man says or not what reality is showing you. It is what God says, and it's the unseen, believe it or not, is what we need to have the faith in, not what our senses are telling us, because mind you, those are old thought patterns that have revealed themselves to you. So know that, you are continually creating and manifesting, whether you know it or not. That's why you want to hold captive your thoughts, because if you keep telling yourself long enough that you're not good enough, life is going to present to you that you will feel as though you are continually not good enough. So that is the work of the script. It's going to really reveal to you your false paradigms, your belief set, and it's going to also maybe even bring up a lot of your shadows, and those are the things you got to really work at. This is what it's all about. We're not into the fluff, we're into the deep spiritual walk. Awesome. That is really awesome. So when you go into your daily life, into the scripting, just start out by envisioning, and what do you want that day to look like? When do you want to wake up? Do you want to be ahead of the day? And oh, that's so cool. That's how you want to do it. And you want to wake up in the morning, and do you want to wake up this much early? Are you going to spend time in the Word? Can you do it? Would you got to take someone to school? Are you doing this? Are you in a time of your life where you got to go to work, or maybe you are retired? It doesn't matter. How do you want that day to flow? Ideally, you really want to be able to cover a lot of space. You just do, because you're scripting so much about the possibility of what you can do. Not that you need to be, anytime you're busy, make sure it's a inspired action busy, not a hustle head busy. So head down, disassociated from anything that is real and truthful that you need to look at, but rather what your head thinks you need to do to be a success. Always flip off the head. You've got to really get inside the mind and begin in your visioning, in your imagining of what you really want for yourself, and then take steps from an inspired action. Honestly, girls, if you ever see me dead spaced on did she die? I get so many sweet, you know why? Because I love you guys, but I get so many sweet DMs on, are you dead? Because I'll take a 2-day break, or even one time I took a 5-day break. You're like, I'm praying for you right now. And I love it, just to know that I'm loved and cared for, and seriously, I hope everything's fine. Those are just times where I'm just taking a break and a spiritual, mental, I'm getting refueled, because I got to get refueled too. And I know you guys get it. And it's I've just got to get refueled. We all do. Get refueled. Find out what God wants. Are you even going in the right direction anyway? Have you taken note to see if God is leading you that way? I mean, you'll only know if you slow down. You'll only know if you feel good about it, and that it's going off of, a vision, your ideas. You'll know you're on the right track if you're freaking excited about it. If you're duh, duh, blah, blah, start over. Or if I've got a page that's mapped and I'm videos, the day before, I'm jazzed. I'm I'm gonna do 100 videos, bake a cake, and make a gourmet dinner to blow everyone's minds. And that day comes and I'd be I ain't doing it. If I don't feel it, I've learned to really not push. It's you know what? I think I'm going to push that to the next day to blow everyone's minds with my awesome sauce. And I'm going to go ahead, and I need to rest. I just feel like I need to rest. There's a yin and yang. You have to be able to really feel that and do it. And I do. And no one wants to hear from me anyway when I'm not inspired. So believe you me. So it's just one of those things where you've got to get refueled. Let God fill you up, and just rest and not feel any guilt in that whatsoever. And I'll do that. We're talking a trashed kitchen. And it happens every once in a while. You're see you later, kitchen. I'm going to hate you in the morning, but it feels good now. It's that doesn't happen very often, but sometimes you just got to let it be and let it do it. And I don't really talk about that often, and that's why I'm saying it now. Sometimes you just got to let things just go. John, my husband's so does that mean there's no dinner? I'm that's exactly what it means. Look in my eyes. You're feeding your freaking self. That's what I say sometimes. I'm guys, eat popcorn. I see popcorn. Eat that for dinner then. They're where's all of the great food? I don't see it. It's I'm so hungry. Guess what? It's called apples, oranges, and popcorn. What's wrong with that? Eat it, okay? I'm eating bananas. John's where's the meat? My husband. Anyway, sometimes you need to have those days where, and then I'm always so completely over the top jazzed for the next day when I've let myself have an off day. So move things over and all of that. Just my point is listening to your body, listening, refueling yourself, you know, and then I'm like on point. I'm like, let's do this. You know those days you ever see them on IG where I just go and go and go like the Energizer Bunny? Guaranteed, a couple days back or the day before, I just I chilled, and then I just get rejuvenated. And that's just how that rolls. It's like I can bang out like I did yesterday a billion videos because the day before I really relaxed. And so I got like ideas, and I had my planner and journal out all day. I was in the Word of God. I was just doing a whole bunch of the day before yesterday, just chilling, you know. It's all just so and so important and part of our journey of where we're going and stuff. So, and to understand that you don't always have to be happy. You don't always have to be like, life is great, you know. You can have days when you don't feel life is that great, and you're going to be okay. Because when you start to face that and you start to be like, okay, let's work through some stuff. Let's listen. And yeah, let's get real. You know, you got to like, you know what's going on, and listening to your body, and have I neglected you, and what do I need to work through? And, you know, you got to face those. That's the shadow work we're going to be talking about. And believe you me, I have a lot. And just like we all do. I mean, I do too. And there's a lot of things that's in our past, or that we don't want to look at, or emotional stuff that we disassociate from. I spent majority of my 20s and 30s in a lot of a disassociated state. I'm going to reveal more of that in terms of where I really tried to stuff down for the longest time, not wanting to really look at it. And so that I do reveal in my shadow work. And if you guys want more on that, I will share my journey as I know more. And and I'm more than willing to get more real with you on facing that, of some of how some of the shadows that I haven't allowed and integrated back into myself has caused some, disease, and has caused some physical ailments on my own body. But once I began to listen to it and actually face them, I see like instant results. It's really, really amazing, because those shadows need to be heard. And so we're really going to be diving deep into that. Such a deep topic, very deep topic. But if you don't, that's how disease and cancers form anyways, is by not integrating a part of yourself that wants to be realized. If you have a part of yourself that believes you're not good enough, or if you have a part of yourself that was programmed to not show emotion, or not be angry, or do not express your opinion, then that part of you is a fractured part of you that is gonna reveal itself to you over and over and over again until you listen to it, because that's a fractured self, a fractured part of yourself that isn't who you are, that wants to get integrated back because it does want to be heard. There's that fractured self that says you can't be heard, but it wants to be heard. So it's going to make its appearance, and pretty soon it'll go into the pain body if you don't allow it. So it's just, that's the kind of work that I'm really fascinated with, and I'm really studying, as well as the mind. The mind has got me all, whoa, it's so fascinating how God made us. I can't even get enough. I can't. I'm like a complete sponge. I'm like, tell me more. It's just so amazing. And then you get it. I get downloads from God of, before I didn't even realize truly like know who you are. I've heard that, read it, and it was like, it was a block. It was like, okay, know who I am. Okay. But it was, I could tell. It was like I didn't reach my consciousness. It just wasn't there. It was almost there. And then I got a breakthrough. And I was like, God spoke to me in a moment of meditation. And he said, this is who you are. And he said, I'm telling you, it just like all of a sudden, I speak under my breath really, really fast. It was almost like you're speaking in tongues, but it was very legible. It was like so fast. And it wasn't even like from me because it was super articulate and fast. And who I am is God in me. And God is perfect and whole and complete and harmonious and peaceful and joyful and light and love. And if anything other than that is on you, then that is not who you are. And it is your journey to understand who you are and integrate back the self that you have broken off from old programming. And so it's so beautiful to really get into that and to understand all of that. It really, really is. Guys, we're going long. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this down just a little bit with a change of thought pattern, because honestly, I do have video dedicated to this. So I want to show you first. Okay, girls, I know this is like going in the opposite direction right now, but I've got to move into it because I want to cover this before I let you go. But I am an Annabelle. This is a white out and about, and I think it's beautiful. Look at my cocoa. I've also changed over to cocoa. I really don't have a book on shadow work. I don't, but it's also named a lot of different things. Inner child work. There's so much information, but it's just a matter of being able to integrate. And I think there's so many methods of how. And for me, there's just how I've been working through it and how I've been feeling led. And what I'll have to even go back because I do listen and read from so many and do what's best for me. So just if you hang tight, I'll kind of like get to you on that. But if you do Google it, you will hear a lot. But my wallet, I moved into this. But my point is too, is I went from poppy to this, is that I am also working in developing leather O-rings with my own twist, okay, to coincide with our wallet, just so you know. Also, too, did I not let you know that we are also having a gajillion new colored leathers coming out? We're talking yellow, we're talking pink, we're talking gold, we're talking, it's going to be so cool. Also a new design, which is going to be more, a new wallet is possibly coming. That'll be fun. A tote is coming. It better be by Christmas. Also too, look at Aurora. I know my heart is pounding. Look at my Aurora packed with all my previous journals. Do you see this? I know, I'm telling you, it's so much beauty coming. I can't even handle it. Also, a Midori style planner where no pockets but holds one. That's something that's kind of in the works, just because of the simplicity and the love of just someone who wants just one travel journal. A new wallet, yeah, that is a true wallet that isn't a crossbody. So be looking out for that. It's going to be truly phenomenal, but it will hold like 1 or 2 books. More in the realm of a B6 slim size. The design phase is still in if I just want to nothing is like in stone, but we're in the design phase. So, pretty awesome. And so, but I will say this is really, really awesome because I use this this is all I use. And so, but there's just different options, just so you can throw it in your purse. And so, I know, again, I get ideas. Because I have a broad vision. Do you see? And so when I have a broad vision, God gives me ideas, it's like, do this. Believe me, my husband is like, Jenny, knock it off with the ideas. I'm like, I can't help it. And sometimes it can be kind of a curse because I just have so many ideas that my head spins. There's a faith box coming. Again, I truly don't know how, because of the contents in it. It's like so intense that God's still giving me the download on that. And it's like, so that's still in the works. How many books can you fit into this? 4. Is that what you're saying? This is 4. Do you see how packed it is and how flat it is? Do you see that? because of our structure of our TNs, this is what is so cool. Do you see that? I'm dead. But I love that phrase because my son's girlfriend always says that, and I'm always like, when I think of her, I think of the emoji with the X's in her eyes. She always goes, "I'm dead." I mean, she's so funny. I can't. I want to kiss her every time I see her. She's like, "I'm dead." I can't even handle it. But yeah, the structure of our TNs are truly one of a kind in how really professional they are, and they hold your book so that they don't jet out, and everything has been very well thought out, and it's so beautiful. And this is Aurora, and Aurora is beautiful because she does show wear, and she's got like different looks to her. This is a narrow, and this is Sophia in a narrow, and I love Sophia because she's classy as crap, and I love contrast. Do you switch between sizes when you switch? You know, I switch, not for my everyday. I cannot, there's not enough room in a narrow for me to do my everyday planning. There's just not. I've tried it back in the day using a narrow, and I just can't for my everyday planning. So I really do my, this is more journaling. Now I have yet to, this isn't an everyday. I know, that's what I love about it. It's just, it's perfect, because of how we designed them with the spine. And I love to put different, God reminders. And then these are journals. And I opted for Faith. And these are just spicy. You know what I mean? Spicy and classy. Creator. I mean, come on. And these are all lined. These are lined. And so I like that because, are all of them lined? Yep. Something different. And sometimes I just don't want to decorate. And that's how I am even doing in my journals. I don't decorate them. This is for pure script, because my planner is already like full of inspiring, whatever. So I just don't bother to do that. So an O-ring coming with different, that's going to have our own twist to it. That is going to have our leather, stuff like that, to go and coincide with our wallets and our tote that's coming, okay? And that design phase is like phenomenal. And yeah, that's what's coming. Guys, that's all I got. We went deep. We really got into some deep stuff. I love our lives. It's fun. Thank you for joining me today. That fit in the B6. Yeah. Yes, we do. We sell the B6. So, I mean, they come with it. And so, yes, but we do sell them separate as well. You should be able to refill it with that. But yeah, the tablets go in the everyday, everyday organized. So, yes, we do. So I think that's it. Is there any more questions? Because I'm about to scat. I've got to go to the grocery store today. I have zero food. I mean, zero. I've been trying to get the kids to just eat apples all day, and it's just not working anymore. I'm like, there's still one more apple. Just eat that, okay? But I'm ready. A5. I actually have been looking through. A5 does seem to be very popular out of the rest that I was doing a kind of a poll. A5 is what I want, actually, and usually it's like, man, if I want it too, then that gives it like the over the edge push. But I'm dying for an A5, so we are already in the works and working with the printing company that we work with and everything else to create the planners, and then we will work with our leather designers to do the A5 TN. So yes, I don't know if it'll be this year because we have so much on the design table. So I wish so bad that I could have everything like now. You know how bad it is for me? Someone like me, it's like, why is this not proceeding as quickly as possible? I'm like, why? I'm emailing and over and over, and where are we at in this design phase? I mean, can I have this like now? We have to do a prototype. Why? Just give me the product. I want to see it. I want to rub it. I want to have it. but it's definitely like everything else in life. Okay. It takes takes some patience, and it's a step-by-step process. See? Mom, is your name Marge? By the way, I love that name. Yeah, it's, isn't it? Every birthday I have ever written out and scripted, well, I have a video on it. It's like not I mean, it doesn't take it's so much that it's like, but my steps through step process, really. Yay, Kelly, I'm so happy. Thanks for joining me. That, you know, the process of going to the grocery store, baking the cake on a certain day, freezing it, doing this, it's just, you know, it's seamless. When you're a visionary for your life and you've got a goal and an aim, nothing's going to stop you. Yep, A6, I don't know. That one is not like, no one's pushing it so hard, that A6. I'll go back and look at the poll. But yeah, I'll go back and look at that poll. So, girls, I love you. Have an amazing weekend. Be looking out for videos every single day, especially next week. I was on point. Bye from Ohio. Yay. Have an amazing weekend, you guys. Love you.